This is Elizabeth Bannon, and this is Quotes and Quips, a segment where I'll discuss amusing, thought-provoking, even nauseating quotes from the political realm from the past week, and then you get to hear me rant about them. Today I'm going to discuss a quote that was given to the Today Show by everybody's favorite former president, Bill Clinton. He was asked about the fact that Mitt Romney's only released 1 year of tax returns, and this is what he had to say. I'm a little surprised he only released a year's worth of tax returns. That kind of perplexed me because this is the first time in, 30 years that someone running for president has done only that. You know, it's typical we all release 10, 11 years. I think Senator McCain released over 20 years of tax returns. So, based on President Clinton's statements, it seems about 10 years is the standard for presidential candidates to release in terms of tax returns. So we have the standard, which is 10 years, and then we have what Mitt Romney released, which is 1 year of tax returns for 2010 and an estimate for 2011. So there's a glaring discrepancy there. You know, why is Mitt Romney only released 1 year when, everybody else in the past 30 years have released at least 10, 11, 20 in the case of Senator McCain? Now, if we learned anything from the 2008 Obama birth certificate debacle, it's that the longer that a presidential candidate waits to release personal or financial documents, the more suspicious the public becomes. You know, those who thought that President Obama wasn't actually born in the United States were only more convinced of that fact, after he waited so long to release his birth certificate. Us sound-minded people, of course, knew that he was born in the United States, but those who didn't, only became more suspicious of him after it took him so long to release the birth certificate to the public. And, this is the same case with Romney. He's only released 1 year of tax returns, an estimate for 2011, and he's been reluctant to release anything more. And that might have to do with the fact that it came to light recently that he actually is only paying 15% effective tax rate, which is much lower than sort of the tier that he's in. He's in one of the wealthiest tiers in the country, and the people in that same tier are paying much more than him. So 15% is actually quite low, and that might have to do with the fact that he has several offshore bank accounts, none of which that he can actually give anybody any information about. So that's been another point of contention for him recently. He has offshore bank accounts that he supposedly doesn't know anything about. He doesn't know where they are. He knows that they're managed, and he knows that they're managed legally. But other than that, he can't provide any other information. Which honestly, personally, I think that's a little strange. These are his personal bank accounts. Yes, they might be offshore. They might not be in this country. But they're his bank accounts. They're his money. I think that he could probably get a little bit more information about them if he really wanted to. So the tax returns, the offshore bank accounts, the low tax rate, and also we have one other, financial sort of issue, red flag, and that's his tenure at Bain Capital, the private equity firm that he founded and then ran. He claims that he stopped working there in 1999, severed all ties, released any management or executive responsibility. But some documents have surfaced that seem to purport that he actually worked there through 2002, which would seem to indicate that he has not been truthful about, his employment with Bain Capital, and then likely, the financial compensation that he received from them through that time as well. So we have these sort of 4 financial issues that are unclear, are vague, are nebulous, and I don't think it's wrong for the American public to be a little wary of him at this point in time. He's claimed that he's done nothing wrong, and that could be true. He could have a pristine financial record. He might not want to release the documents for some other reason. We don't know. But that's the point, is that we don't know. And the fact that he's not releasing any of this information, and he's being unclear, sort of flip-flopping on some of these issues, it makes us think that he's doing something wrong or that he's done something wrong. And he denies this adamantly. He denies that he's done anything wrong, anything illegal. He's been quoted saying that many times. But these various issues sort of just further imprint the notion that he's an out-of-touch, rich guy. He's an out-of-touch rich guy. How are we supposed to trust him to help us, get out of this economic disaster that we're in, basically. You know, he's been promoting himself as an economic fix-it man. So how are we supposed to trust him to get us out of this financial disaster, you know, if he can't even be truthful with the American public about his financials? And I think that that's something that he's really going to have to deal with if he's going to gain the trust of the American public. You know, he's dropped a couple of ratings points based on these issues, and that's not going to be good for him moving forward. So Romney, if you want to, you know, stay a strong force in this election and you want to, you know, continue to poll on par with Obama, you need to, you know, be more forthcoming with your financial documents, and you need to be truthful, and that's the bottom line. This has been Elizabeth Bannon for Quotes and Quips. Thanks for watching.